You relentlessly optimize your daily routine. You dedicate 12, 14, or 16 hours a day to your career, pushing yourself to the absolute brink of exhaustion, expecting proportional wealth in return. You assume that if you simply sacrifice more of your waking hours, the financial rewards will eventually scale to match your immense physical and mental suffering. You believe in the morality of exhaustion. You operate under a deeply ingrained, highly romanticized societal assumption. You falsely believe that working harder directly equals earning more. This is the foundation of your entire professional worldview. This is a mathematical and cognitive trap. The modern economy does not function on the primitive biological mechanics of physical exertion. Your sweat is not a universally recognized currency. Society applauds you for this behavior. Your corporate superiors praise your relentless work ethic because your willingness to trade your finite cellular energy for a flat salary is highly profitable for them. But for you, the mathematics of hard work yield diminishing marginal returns. You quickly reach a threshold where your increased effort generates absolutely zero additional liquidity or long-term wealth. You are attempting to brute force a system that was specifically engineered to cap your upside. You are not building an empire. You are simply accelerating your journey towards systemic biological burnout. To actually achieve absolute financial sovereignty, you must accept a harsh, clinical truth. True wealth has absolutely nothing to do with how hard you are willing to work. To understand the ceiling on your net worth, we must examine the mechanism of how you are paid. When you exclusively trade your time for a salary, you are operating within a linear system. A linear system dictates a 1-to-1 ratio of extraction. You provide 1 unit of your biological lifespan, and you receive 1 unit of capital in exchange. It is a direct, unbreakable tether. This model is fundamentally flawed because your physical biology imposes a strict, mathematically unyielding ceiling on your absolute maximum earning capacity. You only have 24 hours in a daily cycle. You must sleep. You must eat. You must rest to prevent cognitive collapse. Therefore, the absolute maximum inventory you can legally sell to the market is roughly 12 to 14 hours a day. Because your inventory of time is strictly capped. Your revenue is strictly capped. You cannot scale your own flesh and bone. You cannot duplicate your own consciousness. You are entirely constrained by the physical limits of human biology. You are not building a scalable architecture of wealth. You are simply renting out your conscious existence by the hour. Even if you become incredibly highly paid, a corporate executive, a senior lawyer, or a specialized surgeon, you are still trapped securely beneath this ceiling. You are simply charging a higher premium for your captivity. The moment you stop working, the moment you become ill, or the moment you simply want to rest, the capital entirely stops flowing. Your income is mathematically held hostage by your constant physical presence. We must entirely decouple the concept of effort from the concept of value. True multi-generational wealth is never generated by simply extending your hours of active daily physical labor. The global market is entirely agnostic to your fatigue. It does not care how early you wake up, how much you sweat, or how many sacrifices you make to complete a task. The market operates purely on an algorithm of utility. It only cares about the absolute value and the scale of the solutions you provide to other human beings.
A laborer can spend 10 hours moving a pile of heavy stones, burning immense physical calories. An architect can spend 1 hour drafting a blueprint that allows a machine to move 1,000 stones.
The global market disproportionately rewards the scalable value of the architect's solution, not the raw, unscalable sweat of the laborer's effort. You must transition your identity from the laborer to the architect. As long as you are the one manually executing the task, you are the bottleneck in your own financial system. You are the friction preventing your own compounding growth. You must stop selling the physical implementation of your skills and start selling the blueprint. You must separate your biological time from the value you deliver to the marketplace. Your ultimate financial goal is to completely remove your physical self from the equation of earning. You must build systems that produce value whilst you sleep. To achieve this, you must execute the grand decoupling. You must completely and ruthlessly transition from linear salary extraction to building asymmetric, decoupled wealth systems. Asymmetric scaling means the cost of replicating and distributing your value drops to absolute zero, whilst the potential revenue scales to infinity. It breaks the mathematical boundaries of your biology. You must construct a mechanism of leverage. You build the digital, financial, or operational architecture exactly once, and it continues to generate capital continuously, entirely independently of your presence. You are no longer required to turn the crank. You have effectively cloned your earning potential. You have transferred your knowledge, your capital, or your logic into a medium that does not require sleep. This is the mathematical secret of the ultra-wealthy. They own assets that have a zero marginal cost of replication. Software, media, automated business frameworks, and compounding investment portfolios. It takes the exact same amount of biological energy to write a piece of code that serves 10 people as it does to write a piece of code that serves 10 million people. The input is fixed, but the output is infinite. This is absolute mathematical leverage. You are harnessing the power of the internet and compound interest to work on your behalf.
Stop asking yourself how you can work harder to earn a higher hourly rate. It is a biological dead end. Start asking yourself how you can build a system that works for you.
This requires a fundamental paradigm shift in your identity. Stop focusing entirely on how to work more hours. Start focusing obsessively on how to build and own duplicate leverage. You must transition from being a consumer of systems to an owner of systems. You must own equity in the architectures that distribute value at a global scale. Write code that automates complex friction. Create media that educates or entertains while you sleep. Build operational frameworks that allow other humans to generate capital for your enterprise. These vehicles scale infinitely without your ongoing physical input. They are the new real estate of the modern economy. They are the only mathematical escape velocity from the linear time trap. You must ruthlessly protect your time. Stop romanticizing the 12-hour workday and begin architecting a decoupled machine that grants you absolute financial sovereignty. You now understand the mathematics of asymmetric leverage. You understand that you must build systems rather than trading your hours. But scaling your wealth and building these complex systems requires absolute, unbroken cognitive clarity and deep focus. The right side video box pulses with a harsh, stark white outer glow. The stickman holds the pointing pose flawlessly in the pure black void.